Hello, everyone. So, I'll be honest with you. My first instinct for this speech was just to feed the topic into AI and ask for a draft. But as I started writing out the prompt, I realized something. An AI can't capture the weight of the story it hasn't lived about my family name. And as a 28-year-old, I thought, what could I say to my younger self? I mean, I'm not a scientist. I haven't climbed the Mount Everest. The only thing I do know is how to run my family business. So for better or for worse, this talk was built entirely by a human. So I'm a seventh generation jeweler. And when people hear that, they usually think of a path that was paved for me. They think of a safety net. But in reality, being part of a legacy that stretches back to 1879 is like being handed a torch that has been burning for nearly 150 years. Your only job and your greatest challenge is to make sure that it never goes out on your watch. When people hear that, today we live in the era of the founder. The dream for many is to start from zero, find a blank canvas, and chase a unicorn valuation. But I want to offer a different perspective. There is a unique, profound power in being a successor. I understand the urge to walk away from the familiar because it feels traditional or sometimes even tedious. But I've learned that carrying a legacy forward isn't about being stuck in the past. It's about capitalizing it for the future. We are currently surrounded by a startup rush, a world of ballooned valuations and pitch decks designed to raise capital just to burn it. In today's world, success is often measured by how much money you can raise, not how much you can make. But look at the true backbone of the Indian economy. It isn't built on venture capital. It's built on Indian family businesses. These are businesses that chase profitability from day one. To some, these products might just seem boring, but there's nothing boring about a business that survives a century of war, pandemic, market shifts, because it was built on the most basic principle of business. I chose to stay rooted in that discipline. After my 12th grade from SIS, while many were looking abroad, I decided to stay back in Pune and continue BCom at Symbiosis while also joining my family business. I eventually went to Milan for my master's, not to leave my heritage behind, but to bring a global lens to a local legacy. But here's the sobering reality. The odds are stacked against family businesses. There's a haunting statistic. Only 30% of family businesses survive into the second generation. By the third, that number drops to 12. And by the fourth generation, it's a mere 3%. Statistically, as a seventh generation jeweler, I shouldn't be standing here. My family business should be a memory. We are, in every sense, statistical ghosts. So why do family businesses fail? It's usually the three Gs: greed, governance, and generational friction. It's the moment stakeholders stop looking at the name on the building and start looking at their own individual goals. Now, generational friction isn't just a difference of opinion. It's a collision between the wisdom of how it's always been done and the impatience of how it could be done. And with three generations currently involved in the same business, it can be a tough road to navigate. From the outside perspective, it all seems rosy and some methods may seem very obvious. But in reality, it can be a task to get all the stakeholders on board and on the same page. But when you get it right, you become a global anchor. Walmart is still 48% owned by the Walton family. Ford family is still at the helm after 120 years. BMW, LVMH, these aren't just corporations. They are families who understood that legacy is a marathon, not a sprint. Don't mistake established for finished. It's infinitely more effective to capitalize on trusted foundation than to build trust from scratch. But legacy alone isn't enough. Up until 5 years ago, our business operated on very traditional intuition. As the world became more dynamic, we realized that the old way of working in silos had to change. This was our turning point. We have 10 stakeholders in the family, 6 from the veteran generation and 4 of us from the new generation. We sat down for a full day of workshop, our phones switched off. How do we take our brand name, our family business forward, our legacy forward? We realized that in that room, as a group, we are far stronger than what we could ever be as individuals. We stopped looking at our individual branches or personal targets and started looking at the complete vision and the collective horizon. We set rigorous short-term milestones to keep us agile. We set long-term goals to keep us visionary. We professionalized. We integrated technology. We streamlined our operations. We unified our vision. We moved from being a family that runs a business to family that builds a brand. Now, in all honesty, in today's age, many of us want to disassociate from the traditional business because it feels too unorganized or too operational. On some days, you will feel like a glorified manager. On days, you'll feel like a firefighter only tackling issues, doing the grunt work just like your parents and grandparents did. On some days, you are the HR. On some days, you are the accountant. And on most days, you are the salesman. But here's the secret. That realization could be your fuel. Use that grunt work as an internship to find loopholes. Use that boredom to strategize for growth. If the business feels unorganized, that is your opportunity to corporatize it. Our individual names carry weight because of the work done before us. Be proud of that. Carrying your family's name isn't a burden, it's a head start. Now, building your own legacy doesn't mean you lack original ideas. It means you have the wisdom to know that a name built on a century of trust is the best platform for the most radical innovations. Now, the school's imprint isn't about following the rules. It's about having the character to know who you are. Whether you are starting something new or taking over something old, the challenge will always be the same. Will you be the passenger or will you be an architect? Be proud of where you come from. Be even prouder of where you take it. Because a legacy built on profitability, discipline, and a unified vision will always stand the test of time. My name is Shlok Ranka. Now, you may forget my individual name, but I'll try to make sure that you remember my legacy. Thank you.